The Amx 30B is a Tier 10 French collector medium tank. It's a vehicle that is completely forgotten and unloved in World of Tanks Blitz. Why? Well, I mean, just look at this battle. 3,200 damage, and I pull out a mastery? I mean, a mastery is you doing better than 99% of players who have fought in this tank. And, yeah, 3,000 damage, I mean, that's a cakewalk for a vehicle in Tier 10. I mean, the Tiger, I'm trying to get 4,000 damage aces out in to get the Fox camo. So in Tier 10, it is easier to ace an Amx 30B than it is most Tier 6s in my opinion. That's pretty sad. Now the reason the 30B is such a underperformer is down to the fact that Wargaming keeps buffing every Tier 10 medium over and over, and this one just basically gets left in the dust. Let's talk about the changes this vehicle got in 9.1. Its APCR turned into AP. Okay, every medium got that, so I'm not giving this a advantage over the others. As well, this vehicle got 50 more DPM. Yay! Okay, and in return it lost 4 kilometers per hour. One of the major selling points of this tank is its mobility, and they took away 4 kilometers per hour. Why? I would have rather have just had the mobility and had the DPM not added. I don't get it. This tank, in my opinion, should have not only the mobility, but it should also have around 3,400 damage per minute. Now, I doubt Wargaming would ever do that, but that's what it should have. This is supposed to be a Leopard. In fact, the Amx 30B is directly designed off of the Leopard 1. So the fact that it has all the mobility a Leopard does, but none of the other advantages makes literally no sense in my personal opinion. Now we got the STB off to the side, and I'm going to aim in a shell onto his vehicle, and there you go. Nice tap. Unfortunately, we still get penned back, because, as I said, this thing has the same DPM, or not DPM armor as a Leopard 1, which means you poke anybody, you're probably going to be penned, and that's a pretty big probably. So there's the enemy 907. Nice shot in his vehicle for 342. We do have a 50B coming over to help, which is actually really good news. We need that 50B, like, very, very need that 50B. So what's probably going to happen here is this STB is going to start backing up in panic, and we're going to get a nice shell into that STB. There you go. Going to try not get shot by the Sheridan. And now this is where the enemy panics and starts to run. Now the STB gets cleared, and we're going to start going for this 907. Although, if I get the opportunity, I am actually going to shoot the Sheridan, because Sheridans are really annoying to deal with. I don't want to deal with that tank later on, so yeah, we'll get one shell in, and now we'll get a shell into the 907. We're up to 1,800 damage dealt. Let's aim in one more shell onto the Sheridan. There you go. Beautiful. And the dude doesn't even get away. And now, because this 907 has decided to reverse, instead of going away the right way and turning around, dude's just going to get absolutely badonkered, and he's dead. So, the first game for the 30B was not bad at all. Now, if we were in a Leopard 1, I probably could have done a bit better, but still, not a bad game, by any means. So let's see what we can do here. We got the 57 Heavy. There's a nice pen on his vehicle. And I will say, the turret armor on this vehicle is actually not awful. Like, it's somewhat reliable. You can get bounces with it, but I wouldn't, you know, fully trust it completely. So we got the 57 Heavy that's basically on a reload. We got the 2 and 5B over here. Might as well poke him, get a nice pen in. If we get one more pen, I'll be sitting at 3,000 damage, but I'm not really sure if that's going to happen. All that's left is the 60 TP off to the other side of the map, but you know what? You know what? Badonk! There you go. It was a low roll, but we still broke 3,000 damage, so I can't complain. And you know, we might even be able to get a shell into the 57. Nice. Okay. So, as you can see, this game was nothing incredible. We did our job, we used our gun depression, we penned our shots. And you could do that in any other medium. But it's just the fact that we have like 300 less DPM than every other medium. This was a 3,400 damage game, and there you have it. Mastery. I don't know what else to say. You know, the really sad part is that I average around 3,400-500 damage in Tier 10, depending on the tank I play, meaning that, on average, I could master the Amx 30B most likely just about every darn game I played in it. That's pretty sad. So the enemy team this game has a 907, a T100 LT, and a standard B. I have an E50M and a T92E1. So this is actually a pretty even lineup for mediums. As long as my E50M supports me, and as long as the 92E1 uses his big ol' slappy alpha, I think we're fine. But that's relying on our teammates, so I guess we'll see. But it's also relying that all of the enemy team's mediums push to the correct spot. That is 6 players all making their own decisions. I guess we're going to have to find out what happens. But first things first is I'm going to climb up this hill here. While the 30B may have been nerfed a little bit on its top speed, it still does carry a fantastic power to weight and the ability to climb up hills effortlessly. So nobody's in A right now. We do have the 907, and there's a very easy slap into his track wheel. This tank does carry good gun depression, which means you can get the ability to slapper enemies, like that T100 LT right there, for a pretty beefy chunk. And then in a couple more seconds, we're going to reload. Didn't pen him, unfortunately, but we were still able to at least, I don't know, ward him off. I'm keeping an eye out on the lower hill for the 907 or something else that might poke. And we also got to keep an eye up on the higher hill as well. We got that E75 poking, and I am, oh wow, my 92 is the only other player here. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm one of only a couple players on this side of the hill. Well, I'm just going to keep on tapping the C75 while I have the ability. Also, while keeping an eye on the standard B, because I don't want that guy to get any aggressive playstyle. Yes! Oh, this is what I'm talking about. If we got the Badger coming over here, this is more my kind of style. Because now the Badger is just going to be able to ward off a lot of pain. I can keep on badonking the C75. Let's get another tap into his hatch. I don't know why this Badger keeps ignoring the 907, though. Oh, okay. Guess he's just going to do that. Well, there went a big advantage we had. How to throw your tank away in 5 seconds, Alex? Okay. Well, let's go for a tap into the LT. Can't pen him in the hatch, though. And, well, hopefully this Badger gets a single shell out. Oh, and yes! Okay. I was able to clear the LT, but literally our Badger just threw such an easy advantage we had on this hill. That's actually sad to me. That's so sad. Okay, well, let's see if I can push off this 907. I do have, oh, now we really have an advantage over this guy. I actually, I can beat this guy. Let's get a pen into him here, and, well, I have the standard B pulling up behind me, which is another bit of bad news, and there's actually nothing I can do about this standard B. I've just got to hope that he, oh, well, not much I could have done at all in this game, actually, about anything. I mean, we did a good job. To be fair, I did the best job I could have in this situation. I held the hill, killed the LT, killed everything. But when you get players like that Badger there that just think jumping off the hill and making yourself vulnerable to every tank on the enemy team is a smart decision to kill an E75 out of all tanks, yeah, that's just pretty lame. I gotta be real. That Badger could have been the making or breaking point to that battle. If he just simply held the top of that hill, probably could have been a win. I don't actually know what happened to our E50M. I don't even know where he died, I'm going to be real. Oh, he's down there. Okay. So, unfortunately, we had a bit of a defeat, but you can't help that in Blitz. We still was able to deal around 4,000, 400 DPM? Not bad at all, or 4,400 damage. But here's the thing I should point out. If we were in a vehicle like the Leopard, I could have probably dealt 5,000. And not only would I have been able to deal 5,000, maybe even 5,500, but we probably could have won that battle down to the fact that LT would have died sooner, the fact that the standard B probably would have died sooner, the fact that the 907 would have died sooner. I mean, sure, we got a bounce here and there, but the fact that I have so much less DPM than, like, a Leopard just says that you really can't do as much. Either way, hopefully Wargaming one day will buff this vehicle, but for now, it's there. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Bye-bye.